Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mansions. I'm MaryAnne, and welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. Today is July 8th. Happy birthday, Cancers. We are definitely in the season of Cancer, which is, the birthday season, solar return. And I love the feeling that I've been feeling. I hope that's what's happening for a lot of you out there. I'll get into that a little bit more, but I do want to say today's featured sign as I go around the zodiac wheel, first half of the month and then a second time for the second half of the month, is the beautiful air sign of Libra. So Libra, you're an air sign, which means you're a mind sign. You're in your thoughts a lot. You have a lot of, you basically lead your life through your ideas and your thoughts, and you want to continue to grow and to learn and expand in that way. Thoughts are fleeting. Thoughts can be our worst enemies at times, right? And, they go in the loop and such. So it's something to always consider. And as a Libra, and I too am a Libra, it's about the balance in everything, continuously wanting to have that balance. I know for myself when I'm not in balance, it's very, very obvious to me. And it's something that, you just have to really put that concerted effort and interest in. And it can happen in so many different ways. These are general readings. And I'm not going to stand up on a soapbox and say, this is how it works for me, so this is the way it is. It's not like that. But I offer, hopefully, information that's enlightening and, kind of gives you inspiration, I would hope, and certainly the energies that come from the cards and the readings as well. So we are with you today as a featured sign, Libra, but I'm going to pick your highlighted sign, which I always do. It's right in front of you. It's fresh. It's real. It's like it's authentic. It's the message for this particular highlighted connection. And then I read three major categories, under that specific highlighted connection aspect. Then I go on to read three oracles at the end, also a rune to culminate the three highlighted major category messages. And so if you're not knowing or feeling an instant connection, remember it doesn't happen that way in life. I mean, sometimes energies take a while. Just because you're watching my reading now, it doesn't mean it will necessarily happen at this moment, but it can. It may have already happened. And you're completely in sync with what I'm saying, and it's wonderful. It's like it's just for you. I know how that feels. I've actually had this, intuitive hit inside of me to say, I feel like watching one of my favorite, spiritual guidance teachers. And sure enough, I tune in and they have this reading, and it's like, oh, thank you. That's just a confirmation of what I was feeling. Always free choice for ourselves. And then as far as the astrology, I am not an astrologist. I need to say that. I'm never meant to imply that. Not that anybody said anything. I'm just saying that it's something I've been fascinated with, and I hope throughout my lifetime to be able to say at some point that I'm an astrologist. But I don't see that in the near future. It's an everyday process, right? Learning, and there's so much depth to it. What I like to do, though, is incorporate it with the readings. And what I do is I will let you know about what's happening in the stars and the aspects of the planets for today. I just keep it that simple, okay? And anybody can look it up. It's very easy. A lot of the well-known, extremely, versed astrologists go online now because it's a lot simpler. It is very mathematical, it's very systematic, but with technology, it makes it really beautiful. So, having said that, I'll keep that more of just a little additional thing, but I do prefer and like to bring the energies from the tarot, the oracles, and I do have guidance that comes through, which I really love and appreciate. So, thank you again for being here, and also know that I'm coming here anyway, because this is what grounds me and brings in that balance I was just talking about. Let me find out what your highlighted connection is for you today, Libra. Okay, it's Taurus. Now, that's interesting because there's a fair amount of energy, not a fair amount, I should re-say that. Well, let me just simplify it. You're an air sign, Libra. You are a cardinal sign. You initiate the season of fall, where there's that beautiful balance of the same amount of light and dark you know, and then it eventually turns to where we have our, you know, daylight savings or whatever it's called anymore. And that changes. But yeah, at that moment, the autumn equinox is that beautiful balance, which is what I said Libra represents, right? You are ruled by Venus, so beauty and aesthetics and things that make you feel good, things that taste good, certainly financial prosperity, abundance, magic, all those things come into mind, and they're a part of who you are. Very feminine, right? Which is very, very kind of opposite of who you actually appear to be in some ways, as you are a masculine duality with the mind. That's how they associate masculine, feminine, and so forth. That's one example. But it's wonderful because once again, it gives you the balance. You've got both the masculine and the feminine working at all times. You do represent the scales. That is the inanimate object. So there is a detachment, right, with you that's always been spoken of. You're so set on, you know, figuring out and being as fair as possible and seeing all different objectives and perspectives and ways how people, you know, see things. You want to understand that fully, you know, and it takes away a lot of times from the emotional side of you. You prefer to squash that down. Not that you don't have emotions. I always have to clarify that. But here we are in the sign season of Cancer, and that's all emotion. So I think a lot of us, myself included, whether you're Libra or not, during each season kind of pick up on, you know, these little filtered energies that come through. Some more stronger than other, depends on, you know, your chart and what other planets are in there and how much water you may have in your sign. But yeah, Cancer season is about love. It's about family. It's about nurturing. It's about the things that are familiar and make us feel really happy and comfortable and safe. A lot of times it's about your home, and, you know, maybe right now, specifically during the summer, because it wasn't able to be done last year, like a lot of things, but you're having more people come over. So you want to make it look nice. You want to redecorate, you want to repaint, and, you know, kind of purge, get rid of stuff you don't want anymore. Last year I couldn't get rid of anything because no place was open. And this year I'm making up for it little by little. So maybe you can relate to that. These are just some ideas and possibilities with the energies. So we have both the sun and the moon in Cancer. So I would say that's even more of a predominant energy that could be affecting you at this time. And for me, I love it because I do have a rising that's water. So that does soften my ability to kind of lower, not all being in my mind, but I also ask for it. I mean, it's something I intentionally ask for, like anybody can do. Please help me to get down into my heart chakra, get down into, you know, I will physically put one hand on top of the other, making sure it's nice and warm, and touch my heart. And it tends to help me feel the heart and recognize that, yes, love, heart, compassion is so essential for all of us, right? We want to get it. I certainly want to give it. So that's a predominant energy happening. And then we have the really fiery, beautiful energy, which is very good for air signs like Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Fire and air just really, really work well together as elements. And, you know, you visualize the way that air can just like blow fire and you know, make it just so incredibly creative and just really push forward ideas and all that sort of thing. But at the same time, there's that balance of don't overdo it or you'll get burned. You build up the fire too much and it's going to hurt, okay? So just an analogy, you know, figuratively not, or metaphorically. But here we are in your related, as to your reading today, the highlighted is actually Taurus, and that's Earth. And I say for a lot of people right now, Earth in the sense that, you know, Taurus is a fixed sign, very grounded, very practical, very regimented in a lot of ways, you know, methodical, very steadfast, loyal, dedicated, and also ruled by Venus, like you are. So there's that connection today. Venus seems to be a predominance, and also, I started to say quite a bit earlier, in astrology, it's happening for some time now, for years, and I think it happened and started the end of 2019, but was basically in full tilt last year. Uranus, the planet of fire and expression and freedom and, you know, nonconformity and just unexpected surprises and changes and transformation that happen just out of thin air, it seems, you know, just for good or worse. That's in the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is also known as the money sign, and with that double energy having with Venus, which represents money, you know, it's not all about beauty and sensuality, which is hugely a part of the influence of Venus. So yeah, there were a lot of changes in the earth, certainly happened in real life. Definitely with finances, certainly last year. Things are building now. They're building, and we're resetting, as they keep saying about this year. We're establishing that we made it. We can do this, you know, and the energies are working in our favor that way. So, by the way, regardless of the energies, it's really entirely up to you. Just a little thing I like to do every morning is believe in this moment that it's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be an amazing time. I'm going to believe and take that with me. And a lot of times it helps, you know, and it works. And then the things come in that we have no idea about. So anyway, just setting the premises for it is what if that's a word, the premise. Yeah, setting the premise for what you would like to have happen is always a very positive thing to do, right? So I like the two of you. You're very different in a lot of ways, but you're also complementary. I like the grounded energy for you, Libra, because, you know, the air is can be kind of very movable, and it can be kind of, and you're a cardinal, like I said, you like to keep going and moving and socializing and all that sort of thing. You're very, very affected and touched by relationships. I think it's a key component for you, you know. Now I've changed through my life as a Libra. I've always, and I still love relationships. I love my clients. I love that connection, and I also love being alone a lot. So there you go. It's very changeable, and I think it happens with different circumstances in our lives. But I do know that you care about people, and you want to be fair, and you want to be just, and you care a lot about your relationships, and it's important to you that they're long-standing, and, you know, and that's what you're going to get with this Taurus. There's that sense of stability, but long-term stability, not just fly by night. So if for some reason in your past, Libra, that wasn't the case, you might be changing your tune about that and thinking, I want to keep her. I want someone who actually wants to hang out. You know, just depends on where you're at in your life. I am going to read the readings now, and the energy's coming through. I am using this beautiful deck called the Queen of Tarot. And I love it because it represents the feminine, once again, duality in all of us. Doesn't matter the gender. And that feminine also has the ability to really be in touch with our creative and our intuitive, you know, part of us that just has so much wisdom, you know, our higher power, our connection to source at all times with people, you know, from whether we see it or not, where there is a connection many times, you know, and it's been proven over and over again in a scientific way. So let's see what your reading has to say for this beautiful highlighted connection of Libra and Taurus today. The first category is always the overall energy bringing you to the reading. As I said, it may not resonate right now, and give it some time. Your first card, though, is the King of Wands. So there is that fire, fire, fire. And I forgot to say, as I do a lot, I admit it, I digress. We have both Mars, the planet of aggression and war and fire and energy and stamina and, you know, action and spirit in the sign of Leo. All of those and more, okay? And then Venus, once again, the ruling planet of both you and Taurus, Libra, is in the sign of Leo. So this is a very passionate, heart-centered time. It happens every year because these are the same seasons that happen. I mean, I can't say that Venus goes into Leo every year, though, because I'm not educated enough to know. But I know that, you know, Venus visits all of our charts and all the different signs. And so it's happening this year, and it feels beautiful. And it feels like you are really filled with some energy and passion you haven't had for a while, Libra. And between the two of you, I think you're going to see some really interesting, beautiful things transpire. And it doesn't have to be romance. Remember, this is not about that. Love comes in all different forms and categories. So Very, very strong energy. The king is the mature of the court cards, right? The established, the successful, done there, been that, right? So that's beautiful. And it could pertain to somebody who's an authority to you that's actually going to be helpful in some way. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Once again, I said this energy is really good for you, Libra, and it isn't bad for you either, Taurus, but this is about you two as a connection and how this particular energy is affecting the both of you. Love it as a card. I really, really do. You may have fire in your chart too, and you're feeling very much in your energy right now, Libra. You're ready to make things happen. You know, I, for one, I'm just very gung-ho because it was a long hiatus, if you will. All the while being balanced, though, it's essential for your well-being, right? It really is, probably more than other signs. Second category, possible blessings or obstacles. I can't see. I apologize. I want to say the Three of Pentacles because of the card. Yes. Love this deck. It's so intricate and beautifully illustrated. Three of Pentacles. This came up for another sign. Possible blessings or obstacles. I would say blessings. Three is a very, very, well, it depends on how you look at it, but it is a card of expansion. It's a card of momentum and growth. It can involve other people. It can involve something you've been working on and you're mastering at this point. You know, it's like you're doing the fine tuning and the detail work, right? Which is pretty appropriate for now in this beautiful season of fellow cardinal sign of Cancer, which you are, Libra, which is about doing and showing up and you know, just making things happen, being the pioneer, being the instigator, and getting out there. You know, I'd imagine you being more interested in networking when it comes to the growth of a business, entrepreneurial or otherwise, you know, getting that promotion you didn't get because of last year's shenanigans and such. So it's a lot of beautiful, positive energy. Where do you want to take it? You know, what does that mean to you specifically? Because you've got this fired up energy. You know that you can achieve what you put work into, cause and effect, right? And you're in that mode right now. You really are. All the while, I also see this as just kind of enjoying nature and maybe taking those walks or getting in your garden, you know, and maybe just vacations, basically, you know, taking the time to have fun and socialize and get out in whatever feels most comfortable to you. You know, you don't have to go crazy. But I really feel that that's an essential thing right now. There's parties. There's a lot of parties. I know you must know a lot of Cancers, Libra, and you're invited to the parties now, and you're not going to say no. It's like, let's do this. Let me show my compassion for people, you know, not just talk about it anymore. I missed it way too much. Final category is that of finances. And for you, beautiful Libra and Taurus, you have the Four of Wands. This just came out as well, and I've been shuffling these quite a bit. Stability, structure. You know, the Four of Wands is supposed to be the ultimate, supposedly, in this beautiful, it's like a teepee. It makes that perfect teepee that you feel is going to be a solid structure, you know, something you can actually build upon. I mean, that's fire. The Wands are fire. You've got the two cards with fire, so you definitely are feeling this Leo energy. It's working in your favor because it is very complimentary for you. And sometimes we need that fuel, right? I mean, every day can be beautiful. You can set that up for yourself. You can manifest your own thoughts and beliefs at any time. And yet some of this influential energies that come through, they really help as well. You know, it's a holistic thing. It's all components put together. And I feel great about that for you because maybe at some point, you know, that was definitely missing in the last year, and it's definitely changing. And who doesn't want to share that message from the cards? Because that's what the cards are saying to me. And if there's anything I can pick up on, it would just be that you might just really be coming out of your shell. You might be feeling like you're emerging, and it's time for people to see you for who you really are. You know, you're feeling more confident, That's certainly a part of the Leo influence, no doubt. And I would just leave it at that. But I am going to put the rune message to, as I say, the cherry on the sundae for this particular highlighted connection reading. It can be incredibly accurate in regards to what has just been read to you, and I love that for it. So you have the rune that I think I literally just did yesterday. I mean, I shook it up well, but it's okay. It's meant to be. I just go with the flow, as they say. And speaking of which, we have Jupiter, that beautiful benevolent planet of luck and expansion and growth and opportunity and, you know, being at the right place at the right time and feeling that special synchronicity kind of things happening in your life. It's in Pisces. And that's also about creation. And that's also about healing and beautiful, you know, giving to others and feeling so fulfilled because it's not about just you, right? It's about how can we help others? Because that feels amazing when you do that. It really does. I can't imagine many other things that feel better. You're walking down the street and you meet saying, hi, how you doing? Just that smile, that hi. That seems little, right? But to me, that when that happens to me, it makes my day. As Clint Eastwood would say, as I age myself. Going back to the reading though, this is I want to tell you, because I'm memorizing these. I've watched people who studied the runes for years, and I thought, I want to incorporate that. I want to incorporate it all, but it takes time, you know. So I want to say it's Ning, N-G, because Ning comes with 2 different runes, which is interesting, right? And I seem to keep picking this one out. And I put it on the second category, which is the 3 of Pentacles for growth and, you know, expansion in whatever area you want. Probably not your waistline, so you got to just work on that and figure that out. It's kind of a joke, you know. But anyway, so sure enough, it is Ning. What I didn't know and remember, and I want to now, is it's number 22. And in numerology, I love numerology too. I've been doing it for a long time, but I'm not a professional numerologist. I just want to say that generally 22 is known as a master number. Master numbers have a little more power and influence. Everything has energy, as do numbers. And broken down, it becomes a 4, and you already had the 4 of Wands, so there's something indicative about the number 4 for you. I can't say what, but bear that in mind as something that's coming up as a repeat. And then I'll read to you what it says specifically inside. So, Ning, this is the word associated with hearth. And I always think of, you know, the fireplace hearth, the home is where the hearth is. Here we are talking about Cancer season and how its predominance is about family and children and loving and, you know, just being around those that we consider family and that we love so very dearly, and they fulfill us emotionally and in our souls. And so that's the word. The time period is between May 15th and May 29th. So there you have Taurus energy, and that's what your highlighted connection is today, Libra. And then it goes into Gemini, your fellow air sign. A lot of Gemini was happening this year. That was the Mercury retrograde that we're finally out of, even the shadow period that ended yesterday. Whew! And Gemini had that second in the series of 2 eclipses on June 10th. And Gemini is all about communication, information, connecting, you know, expression, you know, growing your business, growing your friends, and growing your ideas in whatever way they may be. It's that continuum, right, as a mutable sign. And an air sign like you, so there's a very nice compatibility right there. A lot of compatibility energy is happening. I'm not saying you're not going to have issues or that you're going to have some challenges. I am. And I get through them all, and we will get through them all as long as we believe that. But I like the idea that there's a lot of influences that are working with you, okay? That doesn't hurt. So the words associated with Ning is response, fertility. So there's the growth, perhaps, literally and figuratively, as your stomach grows and you planted the seed, if it isn't a child. It's this wonderful idea that you're not going to let go of, and you're going to put more emphasis and drive and fiery kind of passionate energy into. And patience, I hope, with this beautiful Tauran energy highlighted emphasis. If it's not a person, it's that energy being called to you to recognize, because patience is in fact a virtue. It really is. And when you are patient and you wait and just recognize not everything's going to happen in the time frame you want, more things get revealed, more things open up, and it just feels better anyway. You know, you can just kind of exhale and just let it go and just say, okay, divine timing, all good, no worries. And then the other words associated are, what is this? Construction, okay, building, you know, growing, like I said. Shelter, yield. Shelter, the foundation, the money to be able to provide where you're living, the food you need, the sustenance. Maybe some extra, you know, ways to invest, maybe new property, you know, something about homes and real estate, definitely. And of course, you know, once again, the home emphasis with Cancer. So yeah, a vacation home. What do you think? That sounds delicious. Good investments, a hidden relationship, pleasures and luxury. You're worth every bit of this. And I say it's time to make that happen. What do you say? You on my bandwagon at this point? So wonderful reading, beautiful, beautiful energies there for the taking. And, you know, to at least believe in your mind and soul that can therefore bring it into fruition, because that's a huge part of manifesting, I'll tell you. I'm going to go on now to the oracle messages, and I'm going to mention that this is also for every single Libra and every one of your connections, okay? So that everybody has a message with my readings. And so this is the beautiful Starseed Oracle deck. I love its illustrations. Once again, I love the way that it words and expresses the wisdom that it can impart on us, which we probably know, but it just helps to remind us and, you know, nudge us again and say, don't forget about this. Your beautiful message, though, Libra, for the beginning half of July. Well, this just came out yesterday as well. This is interesting because it's all what it needs to be. The weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. You know, normally I'd be like, let me do it again, but no, I've been shuffling. So this is a common denominator in the same time frame. We still have a lot of the planets in the same energy, so it must be that more people need to hear this message. And I'll read you exactly what it says, because I loved what it said. Hopefully you'll agree. And like I said, it's just information that might just really spur you on to who knows what. You don't need to carry it all. You're no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's. And that's not always easy for Libras or a lot of signs in the zodiac, you know? And it's something that if I'd have known a lot sooner, it would have been, I think, better for a lot of things. But I know now, and I know that you are learning now, and you've probably done it a long time, a lot of you. It's just, it's time to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put on your own oxygen mask first, basically. In these changing times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on all the problems from a place of energetic depletion. So, I mean, I love this. I think all of this makes perfect sense. The card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and to ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing it is likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you're not constantly taking out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy both physically and emotionally. So instead of just digesting the news or reaching for your phone, I should say, as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercise or meditation. Soul inquiry, I already said that. Once you're in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day, the state of the world, and care for others. And at the day's end, take an energetic shower. I love those. They're amazing. And emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You pick up everything, and the next morning, if you so choose, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. And I have to associate and equate that again to just the balance, okay? But I love this because there's showers. You know how it is when there's a lot that's gone on physically and mentally, all the above. And at the end of the day, you get in the shower and it just washes it away, especially when you put that intention out. Maybe a bath with some Epsom salt. It's such a beautiful, natural way to wash it out and start over again, as it said. So I love that for you. I think that was worthy of repeating. And I am pulling in Angel Healing Card by Doreen Virtue for every single sign. That should hopefully be kind of just a guidance of that particular word or message that the angel card will be for you for the month of July. And so, it can carry on too, but I'll be pulling at least for this month. I felt very inspired to do so. So for you, beautiful Libras, the message from the angels to you is manifestation, okay? If you don't have manifestation with this King of Wands, I would be very, very surprised. And then, of course, the Three of Pentacles, growing and manifesting and adding to what you have and putting that special touch on it is very evident to me. So that's very perfect. I love it. And, just do what you do. Doesn't matter what it is, small or large. It's just you create this, you are the magician in the tarot. We all are. And I will finish with the Super Attractor Manifestation message. This is feeling the life you want into reality for yourself. And these cards are really great because they give you that, once again, inspiration and affirmation to kind of maybe say to yourself over and over and over, which then lifts you up and changes the energy from the inside out. And then that's what you bring back into your, energetic field. That's the theory. Law of attraction. So let's see what beautiful Spirit has for you for the first half of the month, Libras. And you have, beautiful card. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. At any given moment, you can do that. Why not? It feels great. Others love it. It's a win-win situation. Thank you so much. I hope that you feel this now, and I hope you'll come on back to my channel if you liked it. Please let me know. Subscribe, like, share, let others know. And, there's a lot of us out there, and I'm going to be here regardless. This is my passion and my purpose, so... But having you here is really, really special, and I appreciate every one of you. So thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your day and week and first half of the month, for sure. Until next time, take good care. Bye-bye.